He's back again, Dr. Joe Marbach, President, Georgian Court University. Good to see you, Doctor.
Great to be here, Steve. Thanks.
You and I have a lot of offline conversations about the mood, political discourse, polarization in our nation. Do I make too much of it?
I don't think so, Steve. I've never seen politics this strained in the 30 years that I've been studying.
And you're a political scientist.
Political scientist by training, yes. So, and then just applying it and seeing how it affects our students. You know, at college campuses, it used to be depression was the #1 issue for mental health. Now it's anxiety. And
about?
Everything. You know, they're worried about the jobs they're going to get, but they're worried about the political climate, the
worried
election.
about conversations going on in North Korea?
Yeah, you know, and who's pointing missiles at them and
that's
those
real.
sorts of things.
That's real for people.
It is, and it's, but I think a generation grew up with it as almost the norm, and then we dialed back that nuclear threat, you know, whatever the Cold War was. And now all of a sudden it's reemerged. And you know, you've got shooting in high schools and metal detectors and things that a whole generation of folks never grew up with, that this generation of students are facing on a daily basis.
At Georgian Court, to what degree are you able to facilitate an environment or create an environment where there's open dialogue with different points of view politically, where people can feel, dare I use the word safe, Joe?
Well, we try to be safe, at least within the conversation, and we certainly are physically safe. Georgian Court is one of the safest campuses
Tell everyone
in New
where you
Jersey.
are, by the way.
We're down in Lakewood, New Jersey, so in Ocean County, just on the edge of Monmouth County.
Right.
So we have a safe physical place, but it's a place where you can exchange ideas in a safe way and not be insulted. You know, one of your leadership pieces was about leaders recognizing differences in others and not mocking other folks.
But you're the one who read it?
I might be.
Yeah, I write a column on leadership, and I am fascinated by the name-calling, the mocking, but I am fascinated also by the role of higher education in all this. You and I, Joe's been a part of some of our conversations about affordability in higher education, the partnering, if you will, of higher ed institutions, 4-year institutions with 2-year institutions, et cetera. We'll talk about that in a second. But what do you see as the role of higher education in the current environment?
Well, it's teaching people how to listen and
Even when they
express
disagree?
differences and disagree, to disagree but not be disagreeable. I think that's the key. We can disagree but not be disagreeable. So let me understand your point of view and give me the same courtesy. Understand my point of view and why we're different, where we can come together, and in some areas we may just agree to disagree.
Let's talk a little bit about Georgian Court. I was mentioning the whole 2- and 4-year initiative. Any of that going on with you guys?
Oh, we're at the forefront of it. I've got 6 arrangements with community colleges to transfer
2-year
their
schools.
2-year schools,
Talk about it.
our local 2-year schools. Well, 60% of my undergraduate students are transfer students. So Georgian Court is very different than the traditional 4-year school. We're not always looking at 18-year-olds. We're bringing in 20-year-olds. And so we've had a long-standing partnership with Brookdale Community College.
That's down the shore, right?
Down the shore, right? It's in Monmouth County. We're teaching courses at their Hazlitt campus. We're working with their students to come in from their main campus and transfer right into our Lakewood campus. So we're there. We've signed recent agreements with Cumberland County, where we offer a bachelor's in social work degree on their site for the needs of that community. And we're spreading out throughout New Jersey. By
the way, Jackie, remind me of that. Dr. Marbach's going to be joining us with Dr. Stout.
Dr. Stout, Dave Stout, yeah.
From
Brookdale. He just was named president of Brookdale.
So we're talking about the 2- and 4-year school situation. Let me try this. The higher education issue. We actually have a roundtable coming up with some hospital presidents about this, about affordability. Is the affordability crisis, if you will, the ability to afford college, is it getting any better, Joe?
In some ways it is, especially for students at the lower socioeconomic end. New Jersey is very generous with our tuition assistance grants, the TAG grants.
Right.
And when you have a student that can apply a TAG grant and a Pell grant, and if they have very, very low income levels, they can get to about half the tuition of a Georgian Court. And then we'll meet them with some merit aid. They'll be able to take in some loans, reasonable loans, about $4,000 a year, so that they can graduate with manageable debt, and we can put them into a career where they're going to be able to pay that debt. And we like to brag about the values we instill in our students, and we have a very low default rates on student loans as they come through the system. So we're trying to make it more affordable, and these 2-year partnerships allow us to do that. Just one quick commercial message. If a student goes to
It's PBS. Watch that.
Watch it. Right. If a student goes to Brookdale Community College for their first 2 years, they pay about $10,000. If that student then transfers to the Hazlitt location of Georgian Court, they'd pay about $15,000 a year each year after that. So for about $40,000 a year, a student can get a 4-year degree between Brookdale and Georgian Court.
By the way, we are speaking to Joe Marbach, Dr. Joe Marbach. When he was at a previous institution of higher learning, he was always with us talking about political issues that happened to be Seton Hall University. But he is now the president. For how long have you been the president of Georgian Court?
Just finished my 3rd year.
Congratulations. And by the way, we work closely with Georgian Court as one of the institutions of higher learning that helps us do what we do here. Real quick on this. There is a collaboration. I've been expanding your operation into Hunterdon County. What does that mean?
Well, we're working with the developers who are...
I thought you were down the Jersey Shore.
We were, but part of my job is to make Georgian Court a regional university, and so we're expanding our footprint. And so now we're offering classes in 7 different counties. We've been offering our graduate education programs in school districts in Essex, in Mercer County, in Union County. We're in Ocean and Monmouth counties, and we're in Middlesex
Is geography a problem there?
It's not a problem, but what we've done is our philosophy is take our product to where our students are. Take the education.
Oh, bring it there.
Bring it there, yes.
Oh, so they don't have to go to...
No, so we're offering hybrid classes. We're offering classes right in the districts. And we see Hunterdon County as an area of opportunity. Hunterdon County is the only county in New Jersey without a 2- or 4-year institution within the county boundaries. That's the one. They send their students to Raritan Valley, and we just signed a partnership with Raritan Valley Community College so that we can meet some of the needs and develop in downtown Flemington.
Dr. Joe Marbach, before I let you go, online programs growing?
They are growing, yes, and they've grown up organically. I'm so proud of our faculty that have taken the bull by the horn to meet the students where they are.
We'll be, Joe Marbach will be joining us on our sister program, One-on-One, except it'll be 1-on-2. You will be with, again?
President Dave Stout, yes.
Joe Marbach, President. Dr. Joe Marbach, President of Georgian Court University. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Steve. Good to see
We
you.
talk politics on and off the air. Right back right after this.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the Turrell Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, New Jersey Sharing Network, TD Bank, PSC&G, St. Joseph's Health, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com. And by Meadowlands Regional Chamber, building essential connections that drive business growth.